thank you very much for joining us at the She Leads Company campaign.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you start your business?
So I graduated from California Lutheran University 2 years ago, and I originally started kind of dabbling with entrepreneurship through my school. And I started my business because I won a competition weekend where you have 54 hours to create a business that was pitched on the first night. So my team won, and we won $10,000 seed funding, and that's kind of how it started. And our idea was to help physical therapy patients track their physical therapy at home with a wearable and an app that monitors their movement. And then from there, I have been working on the startup for about 2 years now, and I've launched a couple other businesses along the way, just for temporary like marketing businesses or a clothing line, and I've definitely learned a lot. But the physical therapy one's my main company at the moment. And I'm also working on a corporate wellness company simultaneously.
Oh, seems like you're busy then.
Yeah, so I just work full time for my startups now. I don't have a job and I don't have an employer. It's just kind of working on my ideas and getting the businesses going.
Sounds great. So tell me, was it all smooth and easy, or did you face any challenges? And how did you overcome them?
Definitely was not smooth and easy. The first challenge was trying to balance a business with school and trying to pay the bills, but I balanced that by becoming really efficient with my time and getting the school stuff done first, and then all of my spare time I would allocate it to my business. So I would sacrifice kind of a little bit of my social life and going out on the weekends. And then I would say the second biggest obstacle for the business has been funding and raising money. So it seems like with money, you can kind of solve any problem. So if we're having difficulty with the tech, if you have money to hire the right people, you can solve that problem.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest challenge, especially being a woman in the industry. It's harder to get funding as a female.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, there's a few statistics. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I think one of them is that only 4% of venture capital money goes to women startups. So it seems like in the industry, the men want to just give money to the men.
Oh, really? But then, do you think like being in LA, being in California, did that help your business? Do you think the environment there in general support women businesses, or would you be better off somewhere else?
I think that the environment here is great. I don't feel like I've been held back as a woman being in California or anything like that. It's just more of the industry, but I don't think it's a major setback. It just makes it more difficult. And there's so many resources here, and Silicon Beach and Santa Monica and Venice area. They have so many events where you can go and meet people, and I feel like it's a great community, and everyone's very open, and it's all about networking. So LA is a great place to have a startup, as opposed to somewhere where they don't have as many opportunities to meet people, opportunities to network, things like that. So I think it's a great California, but specifically LA is a great place to start a business.
Nice. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about your business and how do you approach customers? So we always want to know, how did you get your first customer and how do you find them now?
Okay, well, I like to switch business topics because the physical therapy business, we haven't launched it yet. So we're still working in the beta stage. So we don't have any actual paying customers. But along the way, to help raise money for the business, I started a marketing company where I would build websites, write blogs, manage social media, things like that. And that has been the one that has had the most paying clients. And it seems like it's either referral based or just network based. So just being part of a co-working space or being part of a university, people need a website. People need to learn how to blog. So people need content. And so it seems like the best way to get clients is to do a really good job on the first client, and then they will keep referring you to more people. And also another tip that has been useful is to create a way so that your clients keep returning back to you. So rather than just doing a one-time gig, try to have provide them enough value that they want to keep coming back and hiring you month after month.
Yeah, so building relationships and just being good at your job, delivering value.
Absolutely. It's all about relationships, everything.
Okay, lovely. Um, Last thing, so if you could go back and give advice to yourself when you were just starting, what would you, or to even to someone else that is starting right now, what would you tell them?
I would say don't be scared to fail because it's in the failures that you learn the most. And if my business partners and I had dove in head first and tried every possible solution in the beginning, then we would have learned that they weren't working rather than taking our time and postponing the research or postponing talking to customers. So going back, just failing faster, I would say, because we took about a year to research the market instead of just diving in and trying things and not seeing that they didn't work. So we took a more safe approach, but it took longer. So I would say, don't be scared to fail because that's how you learn the most.
Yeah, I hear a lot of startups start and then they have to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's better to take maybe a little bit more time in the beginning to do the research and then start approaching customers. Would you agree?
Yes and no. I want to say no because
Okay.
the more research that you do and before you actually start to let yourself pivot, people get stuck on the idea.
Mm.
And even if it's because when you have your own idea, it's like your baby. And then if you realize a year later that you needed to pivot, it's going to be harder to pivot when you've invested so much time into the one idea. That's why I think testing it earlier and pivoting earlier makes it easier because you're not wasting time on the wrong idea. So even if it's just pivoting a small way or pivoting just a small part of the business model, that was kind of one of the things where we pivoted really early many times, and it saved a lot of time because we would have wasted time in the wrong market. And we learned that by talking to customers right away. So it's kind of a different approach, but I think that that's the better approach is to talk to customers right away so that you don't waste time creating something that they're not going to buy.
Talk to customers, that's for sure. It's a good tip. Well, thank you very much. Tell us where can we where can we learn more about your business? Where can we find you if we want a website or physical therapy app? Yeah.
Yeah. So right now, I have a personal website. If anyone wanted to reach out to me personally, it's just alexisschomer.com. And I can send you an email with the links as well. And then if you wanted to check out one of my businesses, I would say check out my corporate wellness business, which kind of brings together the physical side, the wellness, and the health as well. And it's called 360corporatewellness.com.
Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, then, and for all the good advice. I hope we can help as many women as we can to start their own businesses.
Yeah, of course. I really enjoyed talking with you. And if you ever need me again in the future, I'm just a Skype call away.